TMZ Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Neff.
I'm Edward Lewis.
Wow, Edward filling in for Charlie Cotton. Charlie is on
Love filling
vacation.
in. I love filling in.
Wait, did you fill in yesterday?
I think on Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys, I've been busy. I've been here. I don't want you to think I've been calling out sick or anything like that. I've been here, but it's just been busy in the mornings.
So busy.
However, I was able to come and be part of the podcast today with my bestie, Ed.
So nice. So nice to be back.
Charlie Cotton's on vacation, but we got a lot of stories for you guys that we've been working on this week. The biggest wedding of the century.
What is a century?
I don't know. I feel like it just started.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. Everybody always says that. I'm like, what is it? And nobody ever answers.
No one knows.
Right.
No one knows. The biggest wedding since the royal wedding.
Since the last wedding. Yeah.
What wedding?
The last big wedding. There's a big wedding every year. You know what I mean?
Okay. Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos have arrived to Venice, Italy, and so have all of their A-list celebrity friends. We'll give you guys all the details on that. Also, Diddy is coming to a close. They are now going to be doing closing arguments. We'll tell you exactly what's happening with that case as it winds down. And lastly, Cooper Flagg was selected for #1 overall by the Mavs, and his mom?
No, not his mom. Another mom
Is
stole
stealing
the
the show. What is happening?
Uh-huh.
Was this my mom?
Well, your
My
is
mom
pretty
is,
young.
I don't know. I haven't seen this, but my
Oh.
mom would be one to steal the show.
Okay.
Okay, starting off with, as you guys know, billionaire Jeff Bezos is getting married to Lauren Sanchez. They have kicked off the festivities in Venice, Italy. All the celebrities are arriving. That includes single Orlando Bloom. It's going to be hitting the town, we're told, with Leo DiCaprio. We haven't seen Leo there yet, but Orlando has been spotted giving a kiss on the cheek to Kim K as she arrived.
Oh, my goodness.
Kris Jenner, her mom was there, Chloe. We've seen Diane von Furstenberg there, the designer. But we know there's going to be a lot of celebrity guests like Tom Brady, Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King. No Katy Perry, even though Orlando is there. She was friends
but
with
she's
Lauren.
touring.
Yes,
Right.
she's on tour. But I feel like if she was with Orlando, she could have made it work.
It's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
I understand it.
But the wedding is to host around 200 guests. They're saying that this wedding is like a $10 million wedding. It's about $50,000 per guest. If you're wondering, what do you buy the richest man on the world, on the planet?
Uh-huh.
One of the richest.
Mhm.
Is Elon rich? I don't know. They go back and forth, taking
Right.
the top spot.
Close.
Well, Jeff Bezos and Lauren, we saw their wedding invite, and they revealed they are donating on behalf of the guests to the city of Venice, which will go towards like wildlife,
Mhm.
the university, yada, yada. Not to the vendors. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
You don't care?
So sad.
If I
Okay.
was vacationing in Venice right now,
Yeah.
and I couldn't move around, things are shut down. Oh man, I would be super bummed.
Regardless, the story I want to talk about here
Oh, okay.
is we have discussed ad nauseum in the newsroom about Tom Brady and Orlando Bloom, right? They're both single. They're both
Yep.
eligible bachelors. My question is, what
As a former bachelor yourself.
what
Former.
single women are going to be at this event?
Kim
right?
K.
So that's basically what I'm trying to say. So
Chloe.
we keep insinuating that like Tom Brady and Orlando Bloom are going to have this field day at this wedding.
Yeah.
But their only options are essentially the same like 6 to 10 celebrity women that they've seen at the white party and all that stuff over
So
the
you
last.
think they've already seen what they've seen and they're
Well,
not interested?
I guess my everybody this party is being pitched to me as some wild rich billionaire
I mean,
affair, and if you're
200
single
people.
you're ready to mingle. And
Uh-huh.
frankly, like all of the guests I've seen of the single ones are kind of the single ones we've known have been single forever, right? Like Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian,
Yes.
Tom Brady, Orlando Bloom.
Is Brooks Nader supposed to be there?
I don't know. She got the invite to Lauren.
I don't know. Maybe.
Like, so my point being is like, it's not like this rager, like this like Vegas nightclub kind of
Edward,
deal.
they
You
had
know
a
what I mean? Like,
foam party on their yacht.
with all of their couple friends. You know what I mean? I almost feel like it's
So you
it's
don't
gonna
think
be
Lauren
bad.
Sanchez has model
Well,
girlfriends that are going to show
that's been
up?
my question. So that's what I've been trying to say here, right? Like, this is an exclusive invite. It's $10 million per person. Yada yada yada. So amidst all this, are there basically normal women that are
I
there
mean,
for the celebration?
Lauren Sanchez used to be a host on Extra.
You were gonna stop.
What?
Okay, go.
What?
Go on.
What?
The first two letters of that word, I thought you were gonna stop. Anyways, I was
Well,
like,
we've all
Charlie.
had our hoe days. We've
Oh
all
my
had our hoe
goodness,
days.
Charlie. Okay.
She was once a host. She knows
Right.
beautiful people.
No, but they
So does he,
but
by
they
the
were saying
way.
this is an exclusive thing. We're not talking about just like beautiful friends from your past. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess what I
So what do you think?
what I
What
keep
are you trying to
envisioning
say?
is that like
You
it's,
think there's going to be no single women at this
yes,
wedding?
it's
You
not
are
gonna,
insane.
It's not gonna
What if Sydney Sweeney shows up?
listen,
She's been hanging
listen,
out with them.
if there is, it's gonna be awkward because it's like they're clearly plants for Tom Brady and Orlando Bloom.
No, they
like,
are not. They're not going to invite somebody just to hook
That's
up
what
Tom
I'm
Brady
saying.
with
And if
someone.
they're not inviting those kinds of people, then they're all they're gonna
Edward,
be coupled
it's
up, or I don't know.
200 people.
That's not that much. We just
That's-
listed off 50.
No, we listed off 4.
I
Calm
don't know.
down,
Either way,
Edward. Edward is just trying to make himself think that this isn't important.
I think that no,
or
I don't.
fun.
I think it's more the FOMO that I'm having, that there's this amazing $10
Yeah,
billion
if you
party.
had
and
an invite
oh
to
my
this
god,
wedding,
I would walk there.
you would quit your
I
job.
would swim there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. I just found it interesting. I'd love to see the entire guest list because I'm just envisioning that it's like all these bajillionaires and then like 20 random women that
Edward.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Edward, I would love to know what your wedding's going to be like.
I'm not gonna have one. Don't
Yeah,
worry
are
about
you
it.
getting engaged soon?
No.
Oh.
All right, next topic, huh? Diddy trial.
Next topic, moving on to Diddy. The trial is having its closing arguments. The case is winding down. It's nearing its conclusion. And basically today, kind of boring, but they're just setting everything up. The assistant U.S. attorney, Christy Slavic, will present the prosecution's closing arguments. It's notable because Maureen Comey, known for like impactful closings, will not be leading. Diddy's defense will present their closing argument on Friday. And then the co-lead counsel, Mark Agnifilo, will deliver the defense argument. He requested 3 hours to present the defense's case to the jurors. And the prosecutors will be allowed a 1 hour rebuttal after the defense finishes. Obviously, there's uncertainty whether the jurors will receive the case Friday or the following Monday. You know, there's a lot of like questioning if 4th of July is really going to play a part in this case. Is it going to make the jurors feel rushed? Or are they cool being like, no, we're okay having the break and then we'll come back after? A lot of people think that maybe it could hurt Diddy. Like, it's just like, just throw him in jail. We want our vacation. But yeah, his sons, Quincy and Justin, arrived today. I saw his twin daughters arrived as well, obviously showing support. But Diddy so far today, we're being told, looks pretty bored. He's got an AirPod in. He's looking in his lap, not very engaged.
Like
TikTok.
Looking pretty bored, I think, sums up this entire trial, right?
Like, you think he's not taking it seriously?
No, I just mean the trial in general. I truly don't believe the prosecutors have done a great job with any of this.
Really?
Again, if the charges were domestic violence, they were sexual assault, sexual harassment, all that stuff, being a horrible boyfriend, I think they've done a wonderful job. But the crimes that he's been accused of are racketeering and all this, that, and the other. I know we've had this argument a million
Basically
times.
confirming he's like a crime boss.
Yeah, and they've alluded to it and all that kind of stuff. But I as a juror, I think that like we talk about looking bored and we've wrote in our story that we think people are looking drowsy. I just think the whole courtroom was waiting for this bombshell, and really not the courtroom. I mean, everybody in public, it was waiting for this bombshell. Oh my goodness, this is it.
He blew up somebody's Kid Cudi's car, Edward.
Is that racketeering? And I was going to say that. I was going to say that outside of Cassie's testimony and then the explosive Kid Cudi car allegation, there really hasn't been anything in a month of this trial. Like, we knew he was kind of a POS. You know what I mean? Like we knew he was a bad boyfriend. We had heard all these allegations in the criminal complaint. Like, and I gotta imagine as a juror, you've been sitting there for a month, and you're like, okay, where is like the smoking gun here? And outside of just constant allegations of this guy sucks, there's like, I don't know. I felt like this trial of the century, more century stuff,
I know,
has been very flat. So whether there's 4th of
July
or not,
shocking.
I just don't know if there's enough to like put this dude away for life on the charges that he's charged with. I mean, obviously domestic violence, we've all seen that on the video, you know.
Yeah, right.
That's enough in my opinion, and I guess maybe that's what they're banking on. I guess jurors are banking on that.
Do you think he's going to be waltzing out of MDC Brooklyn?
I don't know.
He's going to go hit up
for as much as I've kept up with this, which frankly is not as much as people in here because I'm a sports guy, but I've been waiting for the article to come out that a witness in the Diddy case proves it happened. You know what I mean? Here's text messages, here's photos, here's videos, here's a recording, and all of it is generally just like, this guy sucks. And that's like,
wow.
I don't know if that is enough to convict him of the crimes that he's accused of and put him away.
But a lot of it is also like character building, right?
They keep saying that, and at some point it's got to come back around, right?
Mean,
like, you can only
for me,
tell me
it
this
kind
guy
of
sucks
has.
so many times, you know?
If he's threatening people to release sex tapes and is inflicting harm, that is racketeering.
Well, I thought it's more about, like, did he organize crime and all that
stuff? Yes, he did.
Threatening people is not organized crime rings.
He literally organized to have a Molotov cocktail dropped on Kid Cudi's car.
Allegedly. That's according to one witness. There's no, like, video or evidence or anything like that. Look, I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying that these conversations are going to take place in the juror room. I have to imagine there's at least somebody that feels like you and somebody that feels like me. Where
and that
he's
is
guilty of a lot of things.
That is the one thing.
Convicted,
there just takes one. Diddy just needs one person to be like, nah,
exactly.
And cool.
Is he guilty of being a terrible person? Yes, but of the crimes that he's been committed, who knows? You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to Dylan Harper's not mom, just someone's mom, stealing the show at the NBA draft.
Yeah, the NBA draft. Well, drafts in general have become like the, forgive me for this word, the horniest events ever. Like at every draft.
Is this where like the drafts where like the guys show up and like swagged out, like Louis Vuitton this, Gucci
one
that?
Guy last night wore no shirt underneath his suit, and look, they're beautiful human beings, and they always bring their girlfriends, their sisters, their moms, their family, right? And without fail, somebody is the star of that, right?
There's always like a breakout viral moment.
I think you might be familiar with Gia Duddy at this point, right?
No.
Will Levis's girlfriend. She was kind of seen with Harry Jowsey after. I don't know. So every year there's somebody's wag or somebody's mom. This year, it was Dylan Harper's mom, Maria. Dylan Harper went number 2 overall to the San Antonio Spurs, and as he was going up to kind of accept his thing, his mom showed up with him, and she's stunning. And forget Cooper Flagg, who went number 1 overall to Mavericks.
Like, is she all decked out like her
She's not trying, and like she's just
so she's just showing up like a mom.
Beauty. And I haven't read more about Maria than I have about Cooper Flagg, who has the chance to be the next like LeBron James about this draft.
Gosh.
So every year.
It's just all it is a picture of her there, and now everyone is
want to know more.
Goo goo gaga for the mom.
And there was another woman, one of the wags that everybody went crazy for too. Like it's just, for some reasons, these NBA draft nights have become, well, not even NBA, NFL have become less about the draft and more about like who's the hottest sister, wife, girlfriend, mom in attendance. And this year it's Dylan Harper's mom.
Well, I feel like when the Dodgers were like in the World Series, I feel like all of a sudden like everyone was so invested, right? Like was watching all the games and they were exciting. But then you're like doing a deep dive, like, oh, Freeman. Wow.
Freeman.
Have you seen his wife? Like, everyone starts digging into like who they married to. Oh my God, they're beautiful. They're hot, whatever. Like people love doing that.
They are all so pretty. You know what I mean? It's
which like, of course.
Of course.
But I do feel like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like baseball players are more likely to be married with families than like basketball players. or football players?
It's actually it's not like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just won the MVP of the NBA Finals, and his wife was there and had a family, and like it's not, there's all of them have they're single people and they're not single people and their families, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like if I had an opportunity to date either like an NBA player or a baseball player, I would pick a baseball player because I'd be like, okay, less likely to cheat.
But baseball players are on the road. It's a 162 game season. It's 80 games a year that they're on the road.
I'm packing up my bags.
Oh,
I'm
you're
going
coming
on the
with
road.
no,
I'm the roadie.
it's a quick road trip, honey. You're
no,
not
I don't want my husband dropping in to see Emma from Arizona.
See, and that's what I think happened. So.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Edward. Any big holiday plans? 4th of July plans?
I'm taking tomorrow off.
Wow.
To go to, are you familiar with Martin Garrix?
Who is going to co-host with me tomorrow?
I could phone in, I guess.
Oh, God.
Martin Garrix at concert tomorrow night, so I'm taking
Cool.
off, party bus.
With your girlfriend? Or?
I don't have a girlfriend, so
who are you going with?
A bunch of my friends. It's a big party bus.
Okay.
You can come if you want. There's room. So.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mama Neff on the party bus.
You can chaperone.
Let's get the shots, kids. Actually, we're like the same age.
I know. See.
Yeah, but I'm sure the people you're going with, like your girlfriend, they're your girlfriend's age.
No, I don't have a girlfriend. So.
Oh, okay. Anyways. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll catch